So we're going to get into your new albums coming out. But before we get into that, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. Where did your passion to get in the music industry kind of come from? Was a certain band inspired, a certain album, live performance maybe inspired, or something that was just naturally for you as a child?
That's a good question. I grew up a pop punk kid. I remember being 5 or 6 years old listening to Green Day. And then, around 10, 11, 12, Blink-182 came in the picture. And yeah, those two bands, I think, just really set me up to listen to this genre, play in this genre. And when I got into my teens, late teens, it became more like emo and post-hardcore. But I've always been a fan of music since as long as I can remember. And when I was a teenager, started playing the drums, and the rest is history. So
nice. Well, it's kind of cool because I feel like that's kind of mix of all your stuff. I mean, I guess you guys go as pop punk, but there's a lot of I would say that emo kind of screamo a little bit vibe to it, which is kind of cool actually,
Yeah, we try and mix all the genres that the band likes, because there's 5 of us, and we've all definitely got a core of music that we all share and like. But then if you take each of us, we all listen to stuff that maybe nobody else does, right? So there's tons of influences coming in whenever we write.
Cool. Well, I gotta ask, where'd you come up with the band name? Because that is an awesome name for a band. You got the shirt, you got the shirt rocking there too, man.
I think it was our bass player, Nick. He'll correct me later if I get this story wrong.
Okay.
But I remember he explained it like he was brainstorming one night on his own. And this was when the band was just forming, just getting started. And I guess he looked at a bottle of Captain Morgan's rum, and he saw, the slogan, right? Calling all captains. And he just had one of those light bulb moments. So I guess he called the rest of the band, and he was like, "Boys, I've got it. I've got the name," So
hey, coming up with a band name is so hard,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
once you think of something cool, then you find out it's taken or not. So that's cool. Bravo.
Yeah, it can be tough. Yeah.
Well, cool. The album comes out tomorrow, slowly getting better. I mean, coming out on Equal Vision Records. To someone who's grown up that whole genre of music we just talked about. I mean, being on Equal Vision Records, I feel it's a pretty big deal,
Yeah, we're very blessed. We're very fortunate that they reached out and wanted to work with us. Because I remember, like I told you, when I was a teenager, started playing the drums, got into post-hardcore and emo and alternative. Equal Vision had so many of the bands that I grew up loving, like Alexis on Fire in particular. There was Pierce the Veil, there was Chiodos. And fun fact, the very first band I ever tried out for, I tried out with an Alexis on Fire song that Equal Vision Records, that Equal Vision had put out. So for a lot of us, it was things had just come full circle, signing up with Equal Vision. So yeah, we're blessed. We're very fortunate.
Very cool. Well, you released 4 songs from it so far. Let's go through some of them. Maybe you could tell me about some stories behind it, or maybe a song changed in the different times through writing and recording. I always like hearing that behind the scenes stuff thing. The first track's Laurel Canyon. That has anything to do with the famous Laurel Canyon in California. I actually used to live on that street at one point.
Well, it's funny. That song, I think we've been playing that for the longest. Of anything on the full-length album, we've actually played it live in the United States in early 2019. So that song's been, sitting in our roster for quite some time. And we're, obviously really stoked to finally get it out. The name Laurel Canyon, I think it definitely is a reference to, California.
Yeah.
And what's neat is now that the song is out there, I'm hearing Laurel Canyon references everywhere. I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and I realized that Laurel Canyon, I'm pretty sure, is where Kramer goes when he goes to California.
I think so. I think I remember that one. Yeah.
Just there's all sorts of pop culture references to Laurel Canyon. And I think
yeah, well, there was like a famous, I think it was in 60s or 70s, there was a Laurel Canyon music scene where all these different musicians lived on that street, apparently.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it definitely is a little tip of the hat to, that California location
very
and scene.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
What about Tailspin? I assume it has nothing to do with the actual Disney show Tailspin.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Yeah, Tailspin. I remember Connor had written that riff, like the intro riff, the ticka ticka ticka. He'd written that a while back, and I remember hearing that and just instantly thinking, that's got to be on the record, right?
Oh, nice.
We're definitely like a vocal-driven band, but I love the fact that we've got, Connor plays riffs and he does solos, and it's very much a guitar-heavy band. So I think we all heard that, and we wanted that element of like some shredding guitar to be on the album,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I love that sort of stuff. So I mean, and you still have the cool riffs, and you got the cool chorus to go along with it. So it's great. Speaking of cool chorus, I love Wasted. That's probably my favorite one you probably released so far. I mean, the lyrics kind of goes along with what the title is.
Yeah.
Was yeah. Funny stories writing that one or anything like that, or?
Wasted's a good one. I know that was Luke's favorite. Like Luke, the singer, he was really pushing for that. He really loved it. I think it has a lot of, personal meaning and sentimentality to him. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like that one is really going to hit home for a lot of people. I know our main demographic is, like when you check the Instagram analytics, right? You can see that we definitely have a lot of listeners who are kind of in that 25 to 34-year-old range. Lots of people who grew up listening to pop punk, listening to this genre. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people in that age range are struggling with, addiction in one form or another.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that song is really going to hit home for a lot of our core listeners. And I'm really hopeful that it can help, right? It might just spark an idea for somebody to take a different path in their life, or to just maybe reanalyze how they're approaching the use of substances in their life. So that's a good one. It's a fun, happy song with kind of like a dark breakdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So to me, it's got, all the elements of, it's kind of like it audibly represents that addictive cycle. There's highs, but then there's lows, right? There's things that seem bright about it, but then sometimes it pulls you into a dark place. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a cool song for me. I really like that one.
Cool. So yeah, like I mentioned, the album drops tomorrow. Any future plans when you ever release 4 songs? It's going to be tours or anything like that, or?
Well, with COVID, everything's a little bit tougher to plan, but we're absolutely gearing up to tour as far and wide as we can. We've already done all of Canada. We've done, I think, 47 of the United States, right? We've been all around the States. Mm-hmm. Before I was in the band, because I joined up about 3-4 years ago, the band's about 5-6 years old. Oh, wow. The guys had been over to the UK, so they've done some shows overseas. And I know all of us are really excited to get to places like Japan, Australia, obviously the rest of Europe. So yeah, we want to take it worldwide, and it's coming down the pipeline. I can't spoil. I can't give away any secrets, but
yeah. We'll keep our fingers crossed. I hope you eventually make it down here to Orlando too. Before I let you go, can you give out a shout out to websites, social media wise, people can check out?
Yeah, you can find us on all the most famous social media platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook as Calling All Captains. You can find us all over streaming websites. We're on, obviously, Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, Amazon Music. Again, Calling All Captains. And you can find our official website, callingallcaptainsband.com.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me.